Hi guys! This is going to be a very different video because today I'm going to be talking about bubblegum. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly show you what I do for me to prepare the bubblegum so I can blow huge bubbles with it. Okay, so I have my actually this was boiling water and I put it in a ceramic bowl. It's pretty important to use a ceramic bowl because sometimes when you put the bubble gum in, the bubble gum does stick to the bowl. So it's best if you use something ceramic so you can just easily scrape off any kinds of bubble gum on your bowl. So I'm going to be using that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting the bubble gum. This is just store-bought bubble gum, and I'm going to be putting it in the hot water. This is going to remove any sugar and it will really reduce your time of chewing the bubble gum so that you can just spend time making bubbles instead. So for my previous videos, I used to put 7 to 8 bubble gum, but for this one I'm going to be putting 13 kinds of bubble gum. When you put in the bubble gum in the hot water, it will start losing the color, the additive color that they put in, and then it also starts to lose some sugar. And then afterwards I am going to be kneading it like bread, and then so that it can lose more of that sugar. I was told that the more sugar that you have in your bubble gum, the less big your bubbles are. So the tip is that you want to try and remove as much sugar as you want from your bubble gum so that you can have bigger bubbles. So putting it in hot water like this, removes that sugar very well, as well as, it reduces time for you to chew your bubble gum. It really does hurt my jaw sometimes, especially when I was starting out. I didn't know this trick, which is why this is so helpful, especially for people like me who doesn't really like sugar or any sweets. Putting it in this hot water method will really help you create bigger bubbles without having to suffer through all of that sugar. And I really hate it, which is why before I don't really do a lot of bubblegum videos. Alright, so now I've put that in, and as you can see, there is my bowl of bubblegum in there, and you can tell that the color of the bubblegum is starting to lose it a little bit. It's a bit too hot to handle right now, so I'm gonna be back when the water is cooler, and then I'm gonna show you how I knead my bubblegum. Okay, so about 5 minutes have passed and the water inside the bowl has become much less hotter, and I can now handle it a little bit. As you can see, that color inside the bowl is very pink, and that some of the bubblegum is starting to lose that artificial pinkness into it. And that means that the sugar is we're losing the sugar, which is really nice. So what I usually do is I just knead it like this, and just basically I think that it sort of mimics a little bit of that chewing that you do, and then I just knead it all together, and then I would have a piece of bubblegum like this. So I'll just knead that bubblegum until I make some sort of very smooth, just gummy, like one gummy thing. And as I knead it, I can feel some texture. I believe those are the sugars in here. And then I also have to be careful not to press it too much in my bowl because it does stick to the bottom of the bowl. So I just knead it for a couple of seconds, for a couple of minutes actually. I try to knead it as much as I can. And now it's looking like this, but it seems like we still need to knead it a little more. So I'm just kneading it and just having this sort of motion in my hand, just so I can like squeeze out that bubblegum. And I keep it in the water so that that water can absorb that sugar. Now it's starting to feel a little more gummy in texture and rubbery in texture, which is what you want. So what I usually do now is like I put in new water. I'm going to throw this old, very pink water out. And then I'm going to put in new boiling water into it, soak the bubblegum again, and then knead it again for a second time. So I'll be back with another new water. Okay, so now I'm back and I just put new water in my bubblegum bowl, as you can see right here. Okay, so the water is warm now and I'm gonna start kneading it again and just making sure that I try to kind of measure if it's ready or not when that pinkness in the bubblegum almost completely gets removed. So as of the moment, the bubblegum is still a little pink. So I just wanna knead it until I lose all the color. That means that most of the sugar has gone and then it's time to chew. I just try to knead it as much as possible. Some people knead it for like 30 minutes. Some people even microwave the bubblegum for a couple of minutes. And then, yeah, they have a lot of pre-chewing kind of rituals. But for me, I just keep it a bit simple. It's just more of that I just want it to be more convenient because I don't like sugar. I don't want my jaw to hurt as well. So as long as it does lessen the time that I have to chew and lessen the sugar that I have to consume, I think that's okay for me. That's sort of my goal for preparing my bubblegum like this. But if you do want bigger bubbles, there are some people who swear by different kinds of preparations. They say that, you know, it makes the bubblegum or the bubbles a lot bigger. But for me, you know, this is just what I do. And if you have your own ritual, comment below so that you can share it with everybody who wants to know the tricks and different secrets to preparing your bubblegum. Alright, so I'm just going to show you very quickly again. This is the bubblegum that I have right now. It's still a little pink, but I think I'm okay with this color. The texture as well is already quite rubbery, so I think the best thing to do right now is to chew it. The water is less pink than the first one, which is good. I would do a third bath for the bubblegum, but for now I think this is an okay kind of texture and color. So now it's time to chew. So I know that a lot of people have different ways of chewing bubblegum and making bubbles from it, but this is how I do it. So obviously I just put it in my mouth. Chew it a little bit. I can still taste some sugar, but it's tolerable than having 13 pieces of bubblegum and all of that sugar in my mouth. It's pretty good. I think maybe it needed another bath, but I'm okay with this. So I just chew it for about 5 more minutes or 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, so I can prepare making bubbles with it. Okay, so I've been chewing the bubble gum for about 3 minutes. It is getting a little hard in my mouth, but not that hard, but harder than when I put it first in my mouth. That means that the sugar is just getting sucked out of it, which means that it's probably ready for bubbles. So before I do any videos, I usually test my bubble gum with me. It's kind of hard to talk while I'm chewing, but I'm gonna try and blow some bubbles and see if I need to chew a little bit more. So just in case you don't know how to make bubbles, you flatten the gum in between the roof of your mouth and your tongue, and then what I do is I sort of wrap that flat piece in my tongue like this, and then I stick my tongue out and then I blow. That's sort of a very simple explanation for it, but it's a weird science to it that I really can't explain that well. How? But this is a gum preparation video and not really a how to blow bubbles kind of video. So just check out other videos for that. But let's try and blow the first bubble from this bubble gum, shall we? Okay, so that was a pretty huge bubble, but you can tell that the bubblegum still needs a little bit more chewing, because as I was blowing the bubble, the way that the bubblegum expanded was quite soft, and it was, it felt a little fragile. When you chew bubblegum quite a lot, when that bubblegum expands, it actually kind of feels a little more rubbery and a little bit more tough than what I feel right now. But so far so good. The putting the bubblegum in a bath twice and then chewing it for a little bit really does help to blow some more bubbles. So I'm gonna try and chew it a little bit more, extract that sugar out of the bubblegum and see if I can blow bigger and more bubbles with it. Okay, I can feel that the bubblegum in my mouth is a little bit harder, and I'm trying to chew it because it's such a big piece in my mouth. As you can see, it does inflate my cheeks, but how I chew it is that I chew it like part by part. I chew small amounts of it and try to just go around that bubble gum as much as I can, so that I can extract that sugar more efficiently, rather than chewing it like as one whole. So I'm gonna try and blow another one and see if I can have bigger bubbles this time. One more. So I don't know if you saw that, but at that time I blew a bubble gum inside of my bubble. But I'm gonna try again. Let's see if I can use more of that bubble gum. I think that's sort of like something that I want to improve is how to use the whole bubble gum, because I can feel that there's still a lot of bubble gum in my mouth as I'm blowing some bubbles, and I kind of want to know how I can just utilize all of it rather than just a part of it. But let's see. And I guess practice makes perfect. Okay, I accidentally closed my bubble gum with that on, so my bad. Another good tip when blowing big bubbles is that try to open your mouth as you're blowing bubbles, unlike what I'm doing or what I did a while ago where I kind of like just do this. But I think it's much better if you try and have an open mouth as much as you can. Okay. So we'll try it one more time. For some reason, I keep on closing it. Yeah. Oh, my hair. Okay, I'm quite satisfied with that. And I feel like my bubble gum is now ready for a video. So um, I have some bubblegum videos coming out every week. If you want to purchase them, please email me via miuloons@gmail.com. I have previews on my store, so if you want to just see that, there's a little snippet of it you can have a taster from my clips for sale store. But if you want full-length videos, you can just email me. I hope that you liked my video. Like, share, and subscribe, I hope. And then see you next time. Bye bye.